Okay, hello. This is a video to go with part one of your activity for today to learn a little bit about the least square residual line. And I'm going to be using a small portion of the data from our forearm length versus height. You will be using a completely different set of data today, but the steps will be exactly the same. And I've tried to set everything up to look the same. So the first thing it asks you to do is to get our data into Desmos. So for now, all the pink and green stuff we can ignore and just copy the data, go over to a blank Desmos graph. And so a lot of this you've already done before. That's not what I wanted to do. Let me try that one more time. Command C and V. Okay, so there we have our data. And for the next step, we're actually going to not use Desmos to figure out the least squares restriction line. We're going to try and estimate it ourselves, which is the way a lot of you are trying to do it the first time. So we're going to type in y equals mx plus b and click all of the sliders so that we can estimate this ourselves. And you might have to adjust the scale here. So we're going to want this to go up to like 150, maybe down to 120. Get that to where we want it to be. So we can move it up and down, and then our slope should be fine. So we just want to move this around, move this so we can see the y-intercept a little bit better, zoom and so forth. And so the goal of finding a line of best fit is we want it to look like stuff goes, the line goes so that the points are equal distance above and below. It's not a perfect science, but just find the line that you think is best. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to say that one looks pretty good. Okay, so then I'm going to record my equation, which is y equals 1.3x plus 127 in the space provided. Now, this is where you're going to learn a little bit about spreadsheet use. And so to find your predicted value, what we're going to do is we're going to say equals is how you set up any formula. And we want to do m times x, which is cell A2. So m is going to be 1.3. So you'll type your m, 1.3 times is the asterisk, and then go over and actually click on the cell number that says we're going to multiply 1.3 times whatever's in that cell, and then plus b, and we need to go back here to say that's going to be 127. And that tells us what our prediction would be if our model was right. You can see what the actual, and here's the predicted. And now we're going to copy that formula by selecting it, putting our cursor over that little square, and dragging that down all the way down to here. And what that does is it copies the formula. So now we have the predicted value for each of the forearm lengths if our model was correct. Now, of course, it's not the same as all of the actuals, and that's what a residual is. So to find the residual, we're going to use another formula that says we're going to do our actual, which is in that cell, minus our predicted. Sorry, we got that backwards. So equals predicted minus actual. It's not going to matter, you can see in a moment. So there's a negative residual, and when you copy that down, you'll see all our residuals. Some are positive, some are negative. This is going to be a multi-part video, as you've seen lately, so we're going to run out of time soon. So I'm going to pause it there, and you can go on to the next video in a moment.